you said you only made 30 to 100,000 off of 11 million.
Yeah, we really didn't get no money out of that. You know, I couldn't even pay off my house and shit.
So your album just made 11 million.
Yeah,
you sold a million.
Excuse me.
Well, it made 11 million.
Okay.
It made 11 million.
Made 11 million.
Well,
okay.
you think we had 900,000 at $13 a unit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We somewhere around there. You know?
And this is on Jive?
This is on Jive, yeah. And then I did like 3 or 4 more albums that did the same thing back to back.
Right.
And this is all gangster shit. It wasn't no
Right.
I wasn't trying to make no hot singles and shit like that. I was just spitting what was on my mind, you know. Because I really believe that that if you said what you feel and kept shit real, then motherfuckers gonna feel you out there. They're gonna catch that same energy. So that's who I was floating towards. That's who I was getting at, all the real motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the real motherfuckers out there who bought my shit, you know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you, right? Because me, I signed a fucked up deal, but I didn't have success my first album.
Yeah.
So me not being successful kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Because I had a fucked up deal, but you had a fucked up deal with a successful album.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
successful albums, he said.
Albums.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's stay on that first one for a second, right? Because is that when you figure out that you're in a fucked up situation after that first album, or is it the three?
It took after the first, maybe the third album.
Okay.
And I started thinking like, hey, I know they made a lot of money, way more money than I did, but damn, at least I could just try to pay. Can y'all pay off my house? My house is only $130,000. Why I ain't been able to pay off this house? Wow. You know what I'm saying?
And you're still young. You're hella young. So.
Yeah, I'm only like 23, I think.
So everything's new to you, all the economics of things.
Yeah, I didn't know shit, man.
Right.
I got into the game knowing nothing, but I had to learn, the hard way. You know what I'm saying? I ended up giving them more albums and, falling deeper and deeper into it. And, by the time I wanted to get out of the contract and everything, wasn't no promotion and marketing on the videos.
For the last album that you put out.
Yeah, like, so I got to leave.
They don't want you to,
with a 200,000, my last record due 300,000, enough to get them some money, but enough to stop me from actually, I'm still in debt and from actually getting another deal, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was hard after that, but after 99, after I got off the label, I had to learn everything.
Right.
It took another 10 years to even learn the independent game. Right. You know what I'm saying? And, I made a lot of mistakes doing that. Right. So, but to stay relevant, I just kept, made sure that I mastered my craft and kept my sword sharpened as far as, mastering my craft and being able to spit and get my audience fired up. You know what I'm saying? Being able to hold your own in the show or whatever, being able to get the crowd going or whatever when you spit, even though they ain't never heard the song or they know the songs, your new shit, your old shit, right. You gotta kind of stay relevant out here. You gotta keep spitting, but because that's what you do. I don't have another job. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rap artist. I don't have another job as a I don't sell houses. I don't do no extra shit. I'm a rap artist. All my money I make came off this music. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I'm proud to say. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a lot of other artists venture out into a lot of different things, I just know this is what I'm good at and this is how I get my money. You know what I'm saying? Live, eat, shit this shit. You know what I'm saying?
So we had other artists on, and a lot of them are looking forward to, 35 years or 30 years?
30 years.
30 years that your master reverts back to you.
Yeah, but then you got to go through a lot of some paperwork or whatever and file this and file that.
Then our soldiers went through it and got their shit back.
Yeah. So it's possible where you do it. You just got to have the right team and people behind you to say, okay, look, let's get your fucking masters back. Let's call this lawyer and get, because you own all your shit now.
Right.
You know what I'm
yours
saying?
has been more than 30 years, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should get yours back.
Yeah, hell yeah. All of it. I'm working on that. We're definitely working on that. When I do, y'all definitely gonna know. You know what I'm saying? I'm dropping my own projects and doing my own shit.
And do your own shit over?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
The remix of this and remix of that master or whatever.
Yeah.
So, my first album, I didn't have the the correct representation or whatever, right? But then that second album, I went in.
Yeah.
And
talking about from War Report to NORE
album. And then NORE album, I don't want to say like I became a dick. I didn't kind of trust anybody because I had just went through like the bad shit. So I was just like, you know what I mean? Was that something like, I don't want to say bitter because I wasn't bitter. I was just, what's that shit called? Paranoid.
Yeah.
I was paranoid. Like anybody who wanted to work with me, I was like, all right, cool, let's do this like this, because I just felt like everyone was taking advantage of me.
Right.
Had you ever got to that point where you was just paranoid?
Yeah. Because you can see, you can see people, you can tell when people don't really give a fuck. They just kind of like trying to get the money out the situation, you know what I'm saying? And then you kind of like, whatever happens, it's going to be at my expense. If this don't fall through, if that don't fall through, they're gonna look at me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but you gotta, the people that you work with, you gotta have faith and confidence in them, and they gotta be real motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Now you know better how to choose characteristics in a motherfucker. Right. Back in the day, we was just out here kind of.
We was trying to get out the hood.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We was trying to get out of the hood, bro. I didn't want to. I made my first 15 grand make it through music. It wasn't it wasn't selling dope or shit like that. Yeah.
You made 15. I'm jealous of you, nigga.
Hell yeah.
Hey, you made 5.
I think, I want to remind you, remember, it was like, I think when we did that song.
The song, yep.
When we did
99?
Yeah.
Goddamn.
And I was like,
was that at Battery Studios?
Yeah.
Battery Studios in Jive, right?
I was like, nah, man. I was like, I was out, and I think we did another song too. I did one with you or something.
Yes.
And then I was like, I'm not gonna charge you shit.
Yes.
And he was like, no, I'm not gonna charge you shit anyway. And then I said, nah, fuck that. I said, you got a major deal. I said, hey, charge me $10,000. And I'm gonna charge you $10,000. We gonna buy some weed. We gonna get high in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
We got paid that motherfucker. I'm like, hold on, man. We gotta think about this shit.
That's right. Because me and him, one of our major arguments. And sometimes I'm on his side, and I feel like sometimes he's on my side too, due to certain circumstances. I always say that the artist should actually start off major, get all that promotional money, because they can't take back fame.
Yeah, they can't take that.
They can't take back fame. Like they can do, like I'm saying, use all the marketing dollars. Go on the tours. Go to the breakfast clubs, the big boys, the drink champs. Okay, we wasn't invented then, but E-Bros or whatever. Like use that up at least for that first album, right? At least for that first album, and once you become that superstar, that megastar, then you either branch out and you tell them, yo, I want to own a piece of myself, or let me buy myself out of the contract. I mean, depending on how big you are, it's kind of impossible sometimes, but it is possible. Like, God bless me for using this example, but before he was in jail, Tory Lanez bought himself out of his contract. A lot of people think that this was a setup.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that this was a setup because he's one of the first artists to have a successful album and then go to his label and have enough money to say, what do I owe? Here's what I owe. I want to leave.
Yeah.
He did it.
That was a boss move, right?
Yeah, but
there.
he did it.
He had hits going
Boss
on. It's a
move
minority that can do
But
that.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having hits sometimes will work against you though, EFN, because they're like, you made this money for us.
Yeah, but he's writing music. His checks were different than the average.
Oh, because you saying he was writing other artists' music on there?
He was very involved in the creative process.
But listen to what I'm saying, because you know how me and you argue about the situation. I don't want to get
we
to
don't
the
argue
argument.
about it. We debate it.
No, it's debate. Okay. It's debate. It's a debatement. You know what I mean? Not another argument. It's a debatement. But what I'm saying is, if you had enough bread and you could come to the label after selling one successful platinum album, that is the ideal quintessential situation when I'm talking about where you be independent major.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's rare that could happen.